All right, Joshua Van. So, golf was fun.
It was fun. It was hard.
It is hard. It is hard. You can see why grown men throw fits on a golf course. One of the things that I've really enjoyed about you is your confidence. You have, a confidence that very few people have.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get that?
Well, I don't even know. I think that's just in me. Since the day I was born, I was just always a confidence guy, man.
Really?
Whether I play sport, whether I do like anything, I'm just a confidence guy.
Were you always a good athlete?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was a very good soccer player.
Okay. What position in soccer?
I was a right wing.
All right, I like that. What about like your parents confident people? Did you pick that up from anybody that you saw?
I won't say it. I picked that up from my parents, because my mom was a confidence woman, but my dad was always like, worried about if this thing don't work out, we gotta have another plans to things like that. So I would say I picked it up from my parent.
Okay, that's awesome. I love that. Oh, you know what? I forgot. We got to do another present. So we did the golf hat, we did the balls. This is a shirt from our team.
Thank you.
We thought it'd be cool to put some stuff on there like that's not super common. So pray and fast, new every day.
Yes. I can only do half day fasting. I love eating, bro. I try it, but the whole day, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. I've not done more than a day yet, but I will. Okay, what's been the hardest thing? And we'll talk about, the levels that you've reached here in a minute. And we talked a little bit earlier, but what's been the hardest thing about all the attention that you've received after winning the title?
Well, it's great. And, sometimes it's hard at the same time, right? Because sometimes you just want to go out with your families and then some people recognize you and, you just eating and they be like, hey, can we get a picture? Yeah. One or two is fine, but then, when you keep repeating, it's kind of like you don't have alone time, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it get lonely because a lot of people know you, but nobody really know you. Yeah. So it does get lonely sometimes. So that's the downside. But then, the good side is that, a lot of people know you and you see that you inspire a lot of younger generations. So that was the good.
Yeah. So what was it like the first time somebody asked for your autograph?
I laughed, man. I was like, you talking to me? I was like, yeah, and then my mom was laughing too. And then they told my mom.
Your mom was right there.
Yeah, it was funny. I couldn't believe people actually want to take a picture with me, You
remember when that was? What?
It was after my second fight in the UFC. We was in New York and then we came back to Houston and then our family had dinner and this guy was just like, hey, Joshua Van, can I take a picture with you? And then I was like, me? I couldn't believe it. But it was funny, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get to your winning the title, your fight against Pantoja, but first, you have one loss in the UFC. What was that like? And I think more like, how did it happen, and what did it feel like after the fact?
It was a great humbling for me. Yeah. And the reason why I said it is because I was getting cocky, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of things I go through leading up to that fight, Sure. They cancel 3-4 times. They cancel a fight that it was supposed to happen 3 or 4 times, and I was going through it.
And just staying prepared.
And then they say you fighting, and then the next day they say you're not fighting, Yeah. So that kind of throw off a lot of fighters, which I'm one of them. Yeah. And, they called me a week notice for that fight. And then, I thought it was going to be a hard fight. And going into that fight, the first round it was easy. Second round it was easy. So I was like, sometimes when you get in the cage, you talk to yourself in your head or things like that. Yeah. So I said, hey, God, I don't need you. And right there and then I know I messed up. I wasn't supposed to say things like that. And then I went back to the corner.
Because was it because you felt like I got this?
I got this.
I got this.
Yes. I got this. Like, I was like, I don't need you. Because you got to remember, I pray before every fight and during the camp. And then now that I'm fighting and I'm winning, I was like, I don't need you.
Yeah.
And so going into the third round, I was like, I messed up. I think I'm going to lose. Like, I knew I was going to lose. Yeah. And then going into the third round, I got knocked out in like the first 15 seconds.
Oh, man.
And then, you know, I didn't want to tell a lot of people because it was like spiritual. So a lot of people don't believe in that, you know. So I told one of my closest friends, my coaches, and my family.
Yeah.
And then they was like, yeah, that's what you get for being stupid, basically. You know what I mean? You shouldn't do that. And but now that I know God really like listened to me, that just bring me a lot more confidence, right? So after being knocked out, I came back on I think a week notice, short notice again.
Yeah.
And then I was on the rise after that.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen that you rebound pretty quick. You've had some quick turnarounds. Yeah. What's the fastest turnaround that you've had?
All my fight has been like short notice. Really? Most of them, yeah. I think I'm only like they only give me two full camp. Wow. And I didn't get touched in 2 of them. So.
And your record today in the UFC
is 9-1.
That's amazing. Dude, that's amazing. Mm-hmm. Are you more hard work or are you more talent?
I think I'm both. Yeah. You know, when I first started training, like I picked on like stuff that we learned quick, you know, and the coaches always say I'm talented, you know, but I didn't think I was talented, but they see something in me, you know what I mean? So, and then it got to the point where like you need hard work, you know, like just talent ain't gonna take you there.
It only gets you so far.
Yes.
Yeah. The ticket.
Yes.
But it's like you look around in any sport, but like you look at the NFL and you look at guys that are never gonna play in the actual game. Mm-hmm. They're still some of the world's best.
Yes.
And so it's that extra little bit.
Discipline, right? That's what put all this guy like NBA and all this guy. Yeah, that's just make
Okay. So you came up in the sport pretty fast.
Yeah.
How do you keep your head on straight? How do you make sure that you don't wake up in 3 years and like not recognize yourself?
It's easy, man. If you have a team like mine,
yeah,
it's easy to. It's like family, you know. We make fun of each other, you know what I mean? And we just keep it fun. So how you say, I don't do a lot of new people.
Yeah.
You know, I keep the same people around that been there since day one. Mm-hmm. And that is not scared to tell me when I mess things up, you know what I mean? So I have people like that, man. I have a lot, like the coaches will call me out for, like if I'm not in the gym for 3 days, they call me out, you know, they'll be like, hey, where you at? This and that. So having them really helped me.
Okay.
And my family, of course, you know what I mean? Seeing my mom and my nephew, you know what I mean? So my nephew like, hey, I want to be just like you when I grow up. That just keep me humble, you know? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. So now there's a lot of people that are going to be watching this. They're hard workers. Yeah. They're talented. They care a lot about whatever it is that they're doing. Mm. Walk me through the mindset that you have to perform at your level. Knowing like, look, I know that I have a gift, but I also know that I've got to show up and I've got to work really hard. Like what's going on in your head in order for you to keep at that level and that consistency so much?
I think you just got to be a little crazy about the thing you love, right? Like when I first started fighting, man, I'm actually like crazy about fighting, you know. I couldn't even have a real conversation with people. Everything I talk about was fighting.
Yeah.
I would eat. What I watched was fighting. Yeah. You know what I mean? And even when I pray, I'd be like, I wake up and I'll be like, hey, thank you for, you know, this and that. And then it's about fighting. Yeah. So everything was about fighting. Even when I sleep, like my body would twitch. Yeah. You know, like when you do the thing and stuff like that. So I think you just have to be a little crazy about something. And of course, I do pray a lot. You know, I get in the car, I pray. Doing the thing, I pray. Like everything I do, I pray, you know, I let God know, and I ask Him for help
Yeah.
and the self-belief.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing.
Okay.
Like self-belief, speak into it. Speak about it,
Yeah.
so you can believe it. You know what I mean? So, and I write a lot of things down.
Do you?
Yes.
You're a journal.
Yes, I call this out. Like before I was a champ, I said I will be a champion by 2026.
Yeah. I saw that picture.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? I just write down something and then I always read it and then I believe it, you know, so before they happen.
That's awesome. So, okay, so you win the fight against Pantoja in 26 seconds. Let's two parts of this. The first part, the first thing that you did when you had that belt on your shoulder, you had the microphone and you thanked Jesus.
Yes.
And now we hear this a lot. Like we see this, you know, most sports, you'll hear people say that. I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Why? What does that mean? Like, what is that?
Well, like I say, I pray a lot, right? So I pray and ask Him for help throughout all my camps. Before I walk in, like when I'm in the locker room, I think I pray like 6, 7 times, 8. I pray and then I was like, what if you don't hear me? I go back, I pray like before I walk out, I pray like a lot of time. So to be like, hey, it's in your hand, help me, you know? And so when I win in front of all like millions of people, I praise Him in front of all those people because He's the one that, you know, helped me through all the fighting and stuff like that. So He's the one that gave me victory.
Yeah.
So it's only right that I praise Him in front of all those people.
Oh, that's beautiful. What do you think it's because God's up there and He's got a bowl of popcorn and He's like, I just want to see Josh Van win. Like, what's the bigger purpose? Like, why is He like, I'm going to answer Josh's prayers on this. He's going to become a UFC champ, second youngest in the history next to John Jones, who is a legend, right? Like you're in that group of 2 people.
Yeah. Well, I think me and my cousin was talking about it. When I say destiny, she don't like it. She said in the Christian word, like God made a plan for you, and I think there's some word that you call it, but I call it destiny, right? I think everybody have our own destiny, like which God has already planned. Yeah. It's only like if you know, like here's your goal and then here's you.
Yeah.
If you go straight, you make it fast, right? Yep. But then along the way to our destiny, sometimes we go around, sure. And which I did too, you know what I mean? But then God will always pull you back to the right path. Yeah. And I think I just found my path at the right moment. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I love that, man. Okay, so now number 2, there are a lot of people that have said, man, that was too fast of a fight. He won the title in 26 seconds. You said yourself, that's not exactly how I wanted to win the title. But you also said, but I think everything happens for a reason, just like you're talking about here. Now, from my personal observation, you're a man of faith. I believe that when you have God's hand on your life, when you allow it to be there, you're not going to get exactly what you want when you want it. And I feel like more often it looks kind of like it, but it's different.
Yeah.
It seems like the 26-second win, he breaks us up. But I mean, you threw him off, and he's arguably one of the greatest of all time. Yes. And you broke his arm. Yeah. But it was not in the way you exactly would have written it out. What do you think the lesson is in there? Like, what do you take away? What do you walk away with that? What do you think about it? Like, how do you justify it? How do you say, like, I'm good with this?
Right. If I didn't want to celebrate that win for like 2 weeks.
Really?
To be honest, yes. I win the fight and my coaches have to be like, yo, you won.
Yeah.
Like, you put in the work and you won. Like, you push him, he's a black belt, he should know how to fall, right? And then when I go back to my community, like, when I fight, the whole nation pray for me.
Yeah.
And
the nation of Myanmar.
Myanmar, like, I'm talking about, like, they pray for me.
Yeah.
whole church and different church and stuff like
I just
that,
got
right?
goosebumps.
So yes, and I talked to one of the preacher, my pastor, and he was like, God just showing that you didn't do nothing to win, right? Is all the prayers.
Like he's saying, like it wasn't
yes, you. Yes, it wasn't. And then, you know, and then like I said, everything happened for a reason. Yeah. And even Pantoja said it. He accepted. Like he said, it was his destiny to win tonight. So he accept because, you know, he understand destiny. Yeah. That's what he said. So yeah, I just think it was the prayers.
Yeah.
And of course, we can't just say prayers. You still got to work hard.
For sure.
And the work that I put into that camp. So it's like, let's come by.
Man.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you sharing that. You, in a previous interview, you spoke about your mom praying for a son. And it seemed like it was a group of people at church because she had 3 daughters. Yeah. Will you tell us a little bit about that story?
Yes. So in our community, right, back in Myanmar, like, you know how you guys go by last name? Mm-hmm. We go by bloodline. Oh. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, my father and I have different last name. Okay. So our name, each of our name have different meaning, you know what I mean? So, yeah, like I live in a village, so everybody know everybody and things like that. So the whole church was praying for a boy. And my mom made a promise that if you give me a boy, he'll do your work. And what she meant was to become a preacher, you know what I mean? Because back in our village, we don't know what doing God work was. All we know is being a preacher, becoming a preacher. And I was born. I was a boy, you know what I mean? And the whole village was just celebrating my birth. It was crazy. And then, you know, as
a village of how many people?
Like 500 to 1,000.
That's amazing.
You know what I mean? So
yeah. Probably
that much, but yeah, as I grow older, she kept telling me about that story. So I thought I just have to be a preacher, right? And then I moved here when I was 12, and everything was just different here because, you know, you get bullied and so my life was just completely different. And for me, I just knew that I can't be a preacher because to become a preacher, you have to live a perfect life and all this thing in my eyes, or you know what I mean? And if you don't live in a certain ways, you messed up people's faith and belief because they look at a preacher like holy guy, right? Yeah. So I don't want to be that person. And I told my mom I can't be preacher. Yeah. She was heartbroken, I'm not gonna lie. And when I first started fighting, she didn't like it. She was like, it's completely different. Yeah. You know, you're not doing no God word or nothing. But then this guy, he was like, hey, man, like, you speak about Jesus a lot, man. That made me pray. And then I told my mom, and then she was like, maybe this is his way of put you in this spot of, you know what I mean, doing his work and things like that. So, no, that's how it is, yeah.
Man, that's amazing. I mean, I believe that. I think that everybody sees, you know, somebody that's a star, somebody that's in the center of the ring with the title, and they're going to listen to what they're saying. Yes. And there's some people saying some really positive things. Mm-hmm. There's some people saying some not so positive things. So, I mean, I agree. I think that, dude, that's cool. That's God's work. When you're able to stand there and the first thing out of your mouth, right, is giving credit to somebody other than yourself. That's big. And I think that probably makes Mom pretty proud.
Yes, she is.
This is awesome. The time that we've spent together is awesome. And you're 24?
24 now, yeah.
24 years old.
So
you're a world champ. You're going to defend your title on April 11th, 2026.
Yes, sir.
No matter what happens in your future, I'm excited for your future. And I think that, I think that you have probably shown the world, and maybe shown your mom, most importantly, that you can bring everything together, live the life that God's called you to live, be a real guy, right? Not perfection. I mean, same with us. Like I love Jesus, but sometimes,
Yes.
some language slips.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We're real humans.
Sure, yes.
But it sounds, in what I'm saying, it's like you're here to make a difference.
Yes, sir.
And I'm excited to see that. So thanks for spending time with us, man.
All right, thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely.
Sir.
All right.